Alright. Dana 44 Knuckles. This is kind of a quote milling experiment, unquote. I don't have a milling machine. I've got a old little benchtop drill press, and probably not the best equipment to be using, but I wanted to see if I could do it with said equipment. It's possible to do it. I've done it, but my fitment really sucks. I've got some issues. So this, with this pin centered, okay, come on, here we go. Any second now. Anyhow, the middle one's centered. The left and right are, you can see the left is too far to the left, and the right doesn't look too bad, but it is too far to the right. So normally with these, not mounted, you've got, every axis of movement, and that's because of the overlap distance of the cone, the flat spot on the cone, compared to the diameter of the shank of your stud. So you should be able to move it before it's tightened down in every direction, back and forth, up and down, kind of laterally and whatnot. This one I can't do that. Also, when I go to tighten these down, it's going to want to bend that bolt. So my experiment so far has failed. I was able to drill and tap these holes using my bench top drill press. I don't know if you can see it, but I did so by using an old ball joint as a mounting puck that I drilled through off center, so it has kind of an eccentric lobe to it, so I can spin the part around, around the nut in an eccentric whatever. Anyways, gives it a little bit more variance when mounting. So hold on and I'll show you what I need to do. Okay, so here is where I messed up. And by messed up, I've already marked these with a center punch. And I marked this one the same way that I marked that one. I just used these steer arms, and I clamped them down in relationship to kind of the ball joint clearance on the top of the knuckle. So I don't typically like how that turned out, especially since I've already cut that one and it's not the right fit. So hold on and I'll show you what I'm going to do. Alright, so the problem I had when I used these steer arms for to locate where my center punch, mark the holes. Tank compressor, hold on. Okay, so this guy here, this is a Chevy, it was pre-drilled. This was on the axle. I had narrowed an axle and it's a spring over, and I'm using it to replace my 27 in the front of my Wagoneer. So the 44 is a spring over, my 27 is a spring under. So the whole reason I'm even doing any of this is just to get high steer, because I don't want my springs to interfere with my steering. So I already botched one, and now I'm about to botch number 2, but I'm going to do the best I can. If I botch it, then I'll just get some new knuckles that are pre-machined. A pair of them, American made steel, I think are around 270 bucks. So put it off for a while, and I wasted a little bit of money with this experiment, but I wanted to see if I could do it myself, which I can, but it didn't turn out so well. So I'm going to see if I can't get this passenger knuckle to turn out. So what I'm going to do, use my center punch through the Chevy holes, and then I'm going to mount Chevy and Jeep knuckles together. Now this ball joint I left in here kind of purposefully, so that when I clamp these two together, I'm just going to kind of align this as best as I can. It's going to be centered off of the ball joint, so any measurement that I transfer through the mounting stud holes is going to correlate. It's going to directly correspond because of the relationship of the ball joint. So I'm hoping this is going to do a better job. The only problem is, so far, is I had already previously marked this one. So I think I might just tack weld over those and grind them down and try again. So again, the problem was that I used steer arms to mark the holes, and there was a lot of variance in the diameter versus the diameter of the largest transfer punch that I had, which was just over a ½ inch. It was like a 32nd above a ½ inch, so I think it was like 17/32 or something. Anywho, I'm going to try again using the Chevy holes and mount the two knuckles together and go that route. Stay tuned, see what happens.